Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm Belle and I'm very excited to do a review of The Batman starring Robert Pattinson, Zoe Kravitz, Colin Farrell, Paul Dano, and it's directed by Matthew Reeves. The Batman was incredible and I thought that watching it was one of the best movie experiences that I've had in a really long time. And the reason why it was so good is it was just refreshing and very different as a superhero movie because it was so realistic. And I think the director Matthew Reeves just did an incredible job of bringing these characters to life and really sticking true to the comic books and keeping to the essence, but while also giving us a very realistic portrayal of these characters. I think this director is incredible at storytelling and the way that it felt more like I was watching a 1970s film noir. You know, I felt like I was watching Chinatown or Taxi Driver or Seven. I know Seven was an inspiration for Matthew Reeves. This movie has one of the best opening sequences, the opening 15 to 20 minutes in a movie that I've ever seen. And it's because of the great music. I mean, there's this Nirvana song called Something in the Way, and it just fits perfectly with the mood. It's sad, it's melancholy, and it's grunge, and it just sets the setting very well.
From your secret friend. Underneath the bridge. Who? Topper sprung a leak, and the animals I've trapped. Haven't a clue.
Batman's voiceover in the very beginning of the movie, where he talks about the bat signal, was one of the highlights of the film. He talks about how that bat signal goes up in the night sky, and it's a reminder for the city of Gotham of hope and justice, but it's also a very dark symbol in that it instills fear in the hearts of criminals. And it's a reminder that Batman is going to be lurking in the shadows and he is there to seek justice, but also vengeance. There's this duality, and it really is a big theme of the movie. I think in terms of looks in the Batman outfit, Robert Pattinson looked the most like Batman out of all his predecessors, including Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, Christian Bale. I thought Robert Pattinson looked the most like the Batman, and I thought the Batman costume was fantastic. And I want to touch upon Robert Pattinson's voice as Batman, which I thought was just awesome.
I'm vengeance.
You could hear the duality of being, you know, tough and being this like non-human Batman creature to instill fear into these people's hearts, but also you could hear him as a human too. And it's just these subtleties that Robert Pattinson is so talented in portraying.
Justice. The answer's justice.
It was very different from what we've seen with Christian Bale, who had this very deep, distorted voice in order to, you know, hide his identity as Bruce Wayne.
Where is he?
People are dying. What would you have me do?
Then you're gonna love me.
I've been seeing a lot of comments and reviews that say that Robert Pattinson's depiction of Batman is too sulky, he's too brooding and just emo and depressed the whole movie, and it's not nuanced enough for Batman to be. And I couldn't disagree more. I thought that Robert Pattinson did an excellent job, and we have to remember that Batman is a broken man, and that's what makes his character so great and compelling, is that he has a traumatic history, and his story of how he became the Batman, it's very similar to a villain story, but Batman fights to be on the good side of the fight. And I thought Robert Pattinson depicting that with his emotions and his eyes, and I thought that was wonderful. I saw an interview with Matt Reeves, the director, where he explains that his movie shows Batman in the early stages. So we know that he's only been Batman for 2 years, which is the setting of this movie, and he's still figuring it out. He hasn't mastered his emotions yet. He hasn't mastered being Batman yet. And I think that this movie did that very purposefully, and I thought Robert Pattinson really captured the mental state of Batman and Bruce Wayne really well.
You're part of this too. How am I part of this? You'll see.
Now I want to talk about Catwoman, played by Zoe Kravitz.
If we don't stand up, no one will.
You got a lot of cats.
I have a thing about strays. The bat and the cat. It's got a nice ring.
New friend of yours? I'm not so sure.
I thought that she did an excellent job. I loved her costume. I loved how simple it was, with just like a beanie over her head that she just cut out and you could just see her eyes. And it makes sense because Catwoman isn't wealthy. I thought Zoe Kravitz really looks like Catwoman, and every time she was on scene, it was just impactful. I've always liked Selina Kyle in the comic books. I was Catwoman for Halloween a couple years ago. They really stayed true to her character here, I thought. And there's, you know, a twist, and I thought that was a very good twist. I really loved her relationship with Batman. I was excited to see the chemistry between Robert Pattinson and Zoe Kravitz, and I thought the ending scene when they're driving off with the motorcycles was just such a cool way to show their relationship without any words. You know, you have Selina Kyle going off first and Batman following after, and they kind of like, they're side by side and they're just right on each other, but when the roads diverge, you see that Batman, as much as he wants to be with Selina Kyle, as much as he loves her, he's gonna go the other way because he has a duty and a job to protect Gotham City. Penguin, played by Colin Farrell, was such a delight to see. I didn't even know it was Colin Farrell. I was watching the movie and I was thinking in my head, especially during the epic car chase scene, which was just amazing to watch in the movie theater. I thought that was so well done. But I remember watching and being like, wow, who is this actor? He's really good. And then I even thought for a second, I was like, is that Danny DeVito? Even though he probably looks way older now. I went home and I looked it up and it was Colin Farrell with, you know, makeup on, and I thought that he is such a cool actor, and he did a fantastic job. Of course, Paul Dano as the Riddler. I mean, he's one of the greatest actors of our generation, and he killed it.
Hands up! Stay still! How am I part of this? Oh, you're really not as smart as I thought you were.
Lastly, I just want to say that I really loved how this movie ended. I thought it was very inspiring, the way Batman defeats the Riddler in the end. He didn't use his strength or he didn't outsmart the Riddler, but he does what anyone really could have done, which is help people in the aftermath of the Riddler's destruction. And that really gives the people of Gotham hope, and he serves as like a beacon of light that leads these people out of these dark places. And I think that's what the Batman does, is he doesn't have these superpowers. And I think that's what makes Batman so great, and that's the essence of his story, is that he doesn't have supernatural powers or abilities. He just does what he can in any way to serve the people of Gotham. And I thought that this movie was just truly something special. I thought it was extremely well directed. Matthew Reeves did a wonderful job, and I thought the acting was spectacular. I can't wait to see the next movie. I really hope it is with the Joker. I heard in an interview Matthew Reeves saying that he's not really sure if it's going to be the Joker or not, but that one little scene I did see with the Joker, I mean, that was so cool, and I think that that would be really great to see. that's it for now. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. I want to hear your thoughts on this movie. And yeah, until next time, friends. Thanks. Bye.